Good Tuesday morning, everybody. We're here with another edition of How To Tuesday, and this week we're going to have Colton show us how to do a headlight restoration service. This service is really cool because it takes those clouded, foggy headlights and it restores them to almost new quality. Sometimes better than new if you have Colton doing it for you. But Colton's going to show us how to do it. So Colton, walk us through what you've done so far.
Alright, so the first thing I've done is I've taped down the edges where all the paint is so that when we're applying everything, it's not getting all over the paint and scratching it or putting extra film on top of the paint that doesn't need to be there. The next thing you do is you want to just wipe it off with some Dawn and a rag and just get off all the exterior, just like dirt and all that, just to get it a little bit clean before you start the whole process. Alright, so the next step is, it's called lens prep, and it's pretty much like a liquid sandpaper. It's super gritty, and it'll actually dig down and start taking away layers of the damaged plastic that's on it, and will help it make it a lot clearer. And so what you want to do is you want to go in a back and forth or up and down motion, not in circular. If you do circular, you're gonna see it in the finish. It's gonna be a bunch of swirl marks. You want to make sure you get every little bit of it, like all these tiny crevices. You want to make sure you get that. Otherwise, you'll miss a spot and it'll be very noticeable at the end.
So that pad that Colton's using is just kind of like this little scruffy pad. It's kind of like what's on the back of your dish sponges. You have that green side and the yellow side is the sponge, and the green side has a little bit of grit to it. That's what he's using to rub that lens prep into the headlights.
Okay.
Go now.
So the next step is once it has dried on there, you want to take a lint-free, like microfiber kind of cloth, and you just want to wipe it off really well. You want to go over like all of it several times just to make sure you get every little piece of it. Otherwise, it'll just leave a bunch of residue for when it's actually finished. And then you can actually see all the nasty crud that's been on there for however many years this has been here.
Nasty. One, go.
So the next part is the lens coating. So this is the UV protection. This is what makes it super shiny and glossy, make it look brand new. And all you have to do is pretty much spray it on the whole headlight and pretty much just mist it and make sure it doesn't start running. So you don't want to overdo it. Otherwise the runs look really bad. And once you have it all sprayed, this takes about an hour to cure, and then you're all good to go. Just make sure you don't do this right before it rains or a car wash or anything. Otherwise, this will pretty much be worthless of what you just did because it'll come right off. But that's pretty much all it takes to do this.
All right. Perfect. So we're going to wait about an hour or so, and like Colton said, if you're doing this at home, don't do it outside. Try to do it in your garage, because even if it's a little bit windy, that dust is going to hit that finish, that varnish, and it's going to stick to it, and you're going to have to do the whole thing all over again. So what we're going to do is we're going to let it dry, and then we'll show you guys the finished product after. All right, so it's been about an hour. You guys ready to see the finished product? I know I am. I'm super excited about it. Let's check it out. Look at those headlights. Nice and shiny, nice and sparkly, exactly what we're looking for. This customer can now see clearly and safely when they're driving through the night. If you guys have any cloudy or foggy headlights, let us know. We're more than happy to do this service for you. Make sure you're going to be safe when you're driving at night. Say thanks to Colton. He worked his butt off yet again for doing another video on How To Tuesday. Thank you so much, Colton.
Of course.